I'm Susanne Forte, and thank you for watching a new season of Around APD. In this episode, it's all about the Mounted Patrol Unit. We'll talk to Lieutenant Brian Schiffbauer and learn more about the officers and the horses in this specialized unit. We'll also learn more about the Atlanta Police Foundation and how the APF plays a major role in supporting the Mounted Patrol Unit. Before we get into the feature story, here are 3 things you might have missed if you're not following the Atlanta Police Department on social media. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution recently reported that crime was down. Major crimes such as murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, and auto theft were down 3% in Atlanta from 2014. Thanks to several tips from Crime Stoppers Greater Atlanta, the Atlanta Police Department arrested 20-year-old Litchie Stafford. Stafford was charged with 1 count of felony murder and burglary in the death of Jose Greer. Mr. Greer jumped off his balcony to escape intruders, and Crime Stoppers offered a $40,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the suspects. Additional suspects are wanted. If you have any information, please call 404-577-TIPS. The Atlanta Police Department recently held an active shooter presentation. The presentation addressed strategies, guidance, and plans for surviving an active shooter event. Attendees also learned about the Avoid, Deny, Defend strategy developed by the Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training in 2004. To learn more about future events, be sure to check out the Atlanta Police Department's Facebook page. Now let's go to the Mounted Patrol Unit and talk with Lieutenant Brian Schiffbauer. Today we're talking with Lieutenant Brian Schiffbauer with the Mounted Patrol Unit. Lieutenant Schiffbauer, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So tell us more about the Mounted Patrol Unit. How many officers, how many horses, and what exactly does the Mounted Patrol Unit do?
So right now we have a total of 5 officers assigned to the unit, 4 officers and myself, the lieutenant. We have 12 horses in the herd currently, and what we do is we patrol the city streets of Atlanta to keep our citizens safe. And there's several key components that go to that. The first one is crime fighting. We deploy to high crime areas and actually go out and patrol. The second one is community-oriented policing, where we actually get out there and reach out to the citizens, and especially the children, to create a more positive image to them of the police department. And the last one is the enforcement component.
So we learned a little bit about the unit. Tell us more about training and how the horses are selected.
So the training, the officers are selected to come to the unit through an interview process. And I personally prefer the officers not to have any training. That way we can actually train them the way that we, the Atlanta Police Department, want them to ride. And we kind of mirror the U.S. Cavalry, the United States Army U.S. Cavalry, the way that they ride. And they come to the unit, and right out of the chute, we get them in the arena, get them on a saddle, and start them training in a 12-week training program. And in that training program, they learn everything from basic horsemanship to advanced riding. And right now, Senior Patrol Officer England and I have formulated a training program that's going to be the first ever in the state of Georgia, a post program to certify officers for their basic horsemanship.
Okay.
And the horses are selected through and purchased and selected through the Atlanta Police Foundation. The Atlanta Police Foundation will actually have donors donate the horse, and on their stalls they have a little plaque that's on there, and it'll actually have the family's name that donated the horse through the police foundation.
Smokey is currently on Twitter. Do some of the other horses get a little bit jealous because, you know, he has such a following?
Some of them do, but for the most part they get along. Actually, Smokey is getting ready to retire, and it's going to be about 6 months. Smokey actually has arthritis, and we don't want our ponies to be in any type of pain, so it's going to be best we pulled him out of service, and he'll be retiring within the next 6 months.
Tell us more about the well-being of the horses.
Hoof care is pinnacle. It is the most important thing that we can make sure that the horses are taken care of. We don't want any foreign objects in the horse's hoof. You got to figure you got about 1,800 pounds coming down on that horse's hoof. So if there's a bottle cap, a piece of glass, a stick, anything, it'll shoot up in there, and then the horse is incapacitated. So we want to make sure that we take care of our horse's hoofs.
We're standing in the TAC room with Jennifer Bateman. Jennifer, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for coming.
So tell us more about Friends of the Mounted Patrol. What exactly is it, and how can our viewers get more involved?
We're a support group for the Mounted Patrol, so they get their main things from the Atlanta Police Department and the Police Foundation, but we try to get extras like a new sign and small things just to make them feel happier, make their lives better and the horses better, so carrots and treats and things too.
I'm sure our viewers want to visit the Mounted Patrol Unit. How can they make that happen? How can you schedule a tour of the Mounted Patrol Unit?
The easiest way to get a tour is to visit our Facebook page, the Friends of the Atlanta Mounted Patrol, and you can contact us through the Facebook page, or my contact info is on there, and you can email me directly, and I will either schedule it myself or direct you to the correct people.
Hold on tight.
Yeah, hold on tight.
Thank you for watching Around APD. Please be sure to subscribe to the Atlanta Police Department's social media channels to learn more about department events and happenings.